trip.
It has begun.
Okay. So my name is Jeff,
My name is Burke.
and we have been messing around with reptiles and amphibians since we were really young. We've been tag teaming, looking for things since he was about this high, and I drive around and we'd be looking in the road and he'd have to look over the dashboard. So I am currently studying wildlife biology and ecology, and that's what I'm going to school for right now. We both had experience doing snake removals out of people's yards for different organizations. Rattlesnake Solutions is one of them, and the Arizona Herpetological Association is another.
So I am currently in high school and I have a YouTube channel called Catch It. Us catching critters and going around the state of Arizona, and both really big into wildlife photography and stuff like that.
So the yearly life cycle of a reptile varies between of where they're at. So the reptiles act differently in the East Coast than they do here in Arizona. So usually in the wintertime, they'll den up. If they're a rattlesnake, group up together in a den or a hibernaculum. Once it starts getting warm enough, they come out and they look for food and they look for love. They breed in the springtime. In the summertime is when they're really active. Here in Arizona, they have the monsoon season when there's a lot of rain and there's a lot of moisture. They get out, they explore, they eat, they get all the energy that they need to pretty much prepare for the next winter time. In the fall, or towards the end of the monsoon season, is when they start having their babies. When you start seeing little rattlesnakes everywhere, little baby everything just running around.
So there's this thing where people say that baby rattlesnakes are more venomous or more dangerous, more potent than that of an adult rattlesnake that may bite you. But this is not true.
So the simple fact of the matter is an adult rattlesnake has more venom, more volume in their venom glands than a baby ever would have. So having a bite from an adult diamondback rattlesnake with big venom glands full and it loads you completely full of venom, it would be worse than a little baby rattlesnake that has about the venom glands about that big. Reptiles and amphibians have a very important role in the ecosystem and the environment, and that they're essentially pest control for the environment. They feed on spiders, they feed on cockroaches, they feed on different kinds of bugs that would otherwise, could be overpopulated. And we all know that too many rats and too many mice or too many rodents is disgusting and unhealthy. There's a lot of disease that goes along with them, so really, if you think about it, snakes are our built-in pest control.
There is no such thing as a poisonous snake. Poison and venom is entirely different. Poison is ingested or swallowed, and venom is injected. If a predator comes and attacks a frog and swallows it, it will be poisoned because of the surface of its skin. The venom is dangerous when it is injected into your bloodstream, which happens when a snake bites you. So in Arizona, we only have a few different venomous species. We got the rattlesnakes and we got the coral snakes.
You can identify a rattlesnake by the rattle on its tail.
So we have a snake here in Arizona. We actually have multiple snakes here in Arizona that mimic the Sonoran coral snake with its distinct pattern. And the one way you can tell between the Sonoran coral snake and those non-venomous snakes are red bands will touch the yellow or white bands. And on the harmless snakes, like the long-nosed snake and the Sonoran mountain king snake, the red will not be touching the yellow. There will be black bands in between the red and yellow, separating it from each other.
Well, thank you guys so much for spending time to teach us about all the things about Arizona wildlife.
You're welcome. Glad we can help you out.